Well, the raven is a wicked bird. His wings are black as sin. And he floats outside my prison window, mocking those within. And he sings to me real low, it's hell to where you go. For you didn't murder Cade McCannon. When I first met Tom McCannon, I was working in the mines. He said he had himself a dark-haired daughter with long green eyes.
So today I'm at Folsom Lake. I'm going to explore some mines on the backside of that hill, Pilot Hill it's called. But first I have to cross the water, and the only way to do that is the Old Salmon Falls Bridge over there, which is usually well underwater, but because of extreme drought it's exposed. It was built in the 1920s to connect the gold rush town of Salmon Falls, and that was before Folsom Lake was even here. So I get to use it, otherwise I'd have to drive an hour and a half extra or have to swim across the water. So I'm very lucky it's a drought right now. Makes this trip much easier. So here we are, the Old Salmon Falls Bridge. Just crazy to think how far underwater this usually is. Up there's all those rock piles. And this hike is going to be a bit more difficult than I imagined because there's a sheer cliff face here where I plan on just kind of walking on a beach. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I think I'm just going to try to walk on it because going up and around is going to be just as bad. But I have to get all the way to the other side of Pilot Hill because for some reason there's no mines on this face, but on the other face it's just littered with them, so that's where I'm going. So I'm gonna have to go up onto the grass to pass it after all, but there's clearly a man-made rock wall here, which would have been a part of Salmon Falls, I suppose. But no, it's just usually all submerged. So now I have this nice trail, but I'm out of breath. You can see how far I had to climb. I got a ways to go. So I just came back down to the water level. It appears there's another bridge here that would otherwise be well submerged. I didn't expect this, because back in the day that would have been a creek. Pretty cool. So I finally made it around Pilot Hill. I came a couple weeks ago and stood over there and flew the drone across to take a look. And the water rose like 20 feet since then. Like where I was standing is underwater, so. But now, I get to go over there and look at a mine or two. It's way later than I thought, so I'm fighting daylight. I'll probably be walking back in the dark. So we're finally approaching the first Pilot Hill mine here now. Waiting for this for 6 months. I have no idea what it's going to look like in person, how accessible it is, but it's right about here. Let's see. So I'm going to have to climb a ways to get to it. So it's either there or there. I'm thinking there. So let me climb that real quick. I'll pick up there. So I just came from down there. I was worried the mine would be easily seeable from the trail, so people would go there all the time. But that is most definitely not the case. This could not be cooler right now. Take a look at that. Take a look at that. So here we go. Truly my only concern is if there's wildlife living in the mine, like black bear, bobcat, you name it. Well, that might not be good. It might have collapsed. Oh man, what a bummer. I completely collapsed and closed off. Very cool spot though. Alright, well, let's follow this little trail here, because it obviously went somewhere back when the mine was operational, and there's really no information about these mines available anywhere, so I don't know what years it was operational, etc., but I know it was a chromium mine. Little tailings right here. So maybe another one. I have no idea what chromium ore looks like. However, looks like nothing, but gotta look. Looked all the way out here. Okay, so there would be another mine entrance, but it's looking pretty collapsed too, if not all the way. There's my way in. Look at that. Well, that goes on for a ways. So let's just pray there's no massive wildlife and let's do it. Here we go. It's narrow. There's plenty of spiders here, but that's it. Well, at least I got to go into a mine. Just some old wood. It's just a tiny working. The other one would have been major for sure, by the size of the entrance. There's no signs of anything living in here. Some little mice poop, rat poop, so funny just as I was saying that. Don't see any ore. Doesn't smell good, so that was all there is to explore, so I'm getting out and I'll see if there's anything else really close by. Otherwise, I'll start the long trip back. Beautiful view. So I've just been hiking around up here, and you can tell they're just like blasting stuff out of the ground to see if there was ore. Any veins exposed. But I haven't seen another mine yet besides the last one. If anything, you know, maybe there were some over here that have collapsed. But unfortunately, because it's so late, that's probably all I'm going to get to today. So I'll come back. But that's the first adventure of the Pilot Hill mines. For reference, this is coming down on the one mine I was able to explore. That's it right there. Pretty cool. I was at least able to go inside the earth and feel that 50-degree chill. It's incredible. And now on the way back, I'm coming in on top of the first major mine entrance that unfortunately is just collapsed. It's really crazy to think how many, probably hundreds of feet of tunnels there are right on the other side of that small collapse. So the main mine's down there. I keep getting sidetracked because I keep seeing these little holes in the ground where they would blast and test for chromium, but there's one there. But there's another little tailing almost up there. So it's worth taking one last look, seeing if I can find another mine. I'm going to force myself to leave after that. Oh man. I don't know what I'm looking at right here. It's a mine entrance, but I don't know if it's collapsed. Okay. I have no idea. There's nothing here. That's collapsed. Dang it. So I actually managed to find another mine. This rock just, I mean, you can tell it's so wet. Yeah. That's why they're all freaking collapsing. It's awesome. Okay. So right now I'm taking the trail back. It is very pretty. Hopefully this is a much better walk back than it was here, because that was intense. Across the way over there, some sort of old man-made stuff. I don't know what it is, but it would have been from the Salmon Falls period. So I'm almost back to the bridge. It's just beautiful right now. There it is right there. Getting close. Pretty cool. There's this little orchard here in the wash. Here's all the rock piles I mentioned earlier. And down there you can tell there's remnants of like an old bridge. That would have been even before that, so that bridge would have been 1800s probably, even earlier 1900s. Let's get down to the bridge. Fast flowing water for sure. So that's it. Heading back to the truck now. So there's also this old bridge that's just destroyed now. So look how clear this water is. My goodness. And now I'm back. Let's go.
My darling angel's not in sight, so I made for the creek where she and I didn't meet. And I found her with some other lover. Then I put 3 rounds in the Kate McCannon.